Test 1 2. 1 2. Testing 1 2. Test 1 2. Okay, cool. You guys are able to hear me. Wow. 1 2. Testing 1 2. Test 1 2. Okay, cool. You guys are able to hear me. I will go in an infinite loop if I keep it. Okay, so what's up, guys? I am trying to do some Earth Warrior Slayer guide, and the way I'm doing it is by obviously listening to
Warriors, and also, I mean, it's not really a requirement, but I'm going to add it. You should throw your player attack options on hidden. You can do this in the settings tab by going over to the little gear in the top left-hand corner there, and then...
Okay, so hold on. Let's go back. Okay. So first things first, I think he said we need to go.
When I say that is first, it's in the wilderness, so I know some people feel a little tricky about that. Personally, I do have a video that I'll link down.
Even though it's in the wilderness, there is a shortcut. You go down here, and by the way, you need a 15 agility for this. Okay. I think you're supposed to go down. Somewhere here. Where was it? I know there's a freaking box. Oh, there we go.
Below or up in the top right hand corner of the screen right now that you can check out, and that will kind of tell you how I go about getting out of the wilderness without avoiding too many scratches. But I do understand why some people don't like that. Other than that, it's decent XP, so I mean, I think it's a worthwhile task. Some people might not want over 2-player attack out there, and then it's a 4-style calculating the key. There's an inventory since med to hire, so you can put game. That's going to be the Amulet of Glory. You can purchase this through the Grand Exchange, and that will teleport you right to Edgeville, so you won't have to go too far at all. The second option would be the Varrock teleport, which will teleport you to the Varrock Square, and then from there you can just run to the northwest and make your way on over to the dungeon that way. One way or another, once you make your way on over here, just head to the south, and down here you'll see a trap door. Go on down there, and then from there we'll have to navigate the little underground passageway. Once you're in here, just head to the north, and then take this little door, go to the right, and then this door will lead you to the wilderness. So, in terms of how far we'll be in the wilderness, it'll only be level 7, so it's not...
Okay, so he's talking about going here and going all the way this way, so let's see.
Not that bad. You really won't have to worry about PKs as long as you have a good amount of food, and some Cerebrews potentially as well would be nice. Along with that, I mean, as long as you have teleports, you could just one-click teleport out of here. But sometimes PKs do get a tele block on you. Once you're out here, though, in the wilderness, just go ahead and run north, and then once you see these spiders, jump over these monkey bars, or I guess swing across them, and on the other side will be a good bit of Earth Warriors. Personally, I recommend the south side just because it's closer to the escape area, and it also has really nice...
Okay, here we go. So yeah, so then we just keep going, keep going. That's a lot of information right there.
Safe spot. You can go up to the north if you would like.
Here we go.
But once you're here, just make sure you pot up, go ahead and drink your super combat boosting potions, and
let's do them up. Just like that. Completed the task. Nice. I like that. I like that. I have to kill over 118 of these bastards. So we're just gonna do this mode. Why? Because why not? You know what? I'm also going to make my video capture a little bigger, just like that. Cool. All right, all right. I have 116 to go. What the fuck just happened? Damn, if I'm not being very careful, I can actually be gonzo. Why don't we watch something funny or see what's going on with this with everything.
And sun down because today we're going to talk about RuneScape. Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming in sun down because today we're going to talk about RuneScape. We all have specific games that hold a special place in our hearts, right? I mean, for me, it's basically just Magic the Gathering and League of Legends, and they both make me very sad. I don't know if I want to include this, but if you went back and looked at my search history of things I've said during League, yeah, it probably would be good. I guess that's special. I feel like I like the idea of games more than actually playing them. I like Silent Hill, but I don't really ever like actually playing Silent Hill. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense to people, but that's how I feel. But for many people, they spend their formative years playing one of the most popular MMOs of all time, RuneScape.
The amount of time that I've played in this game is utterly unhealthy. Like, I could tell you right now how much time I've spent in this game, and you're just gonna be like, wow, okay. You're gonna see this, okay? Right here, you see this? 56 days and 11 hours. Isn't that wild? 56 days. So if you were to calculate that, right? If you would calculate that into hours, let's do it. Jeez Louise, 56 days is already too much. 56 days of my life. Holy shit. Okay, so there's 24 hours, right? 24 times 56. I've spent 1,344 hours. I'm sure there are other people that are 10 times worse than me. So what can I say?
Game has stood the test of time, evolving over the years to develop its own unique community and culture. And today, thousands of people still play the game consistently. It's one of the pioneers of the free-to-play MMORPG genre and has inspired many games that came after it. At a time where new games come and go like clockwork, it's fascinating to see how this relic can still be talked about frequently in the gaming space. And it's because of this that I want to take a deep look into the game and see why are people so obsessed with it. My first exposure over to RuneScape was I was in my friend's basement, very dirty, and his friend, I didn't have internet growing up, so I would get like little spurts of things, and this is one of the spurts of things where they were arguing over who would log into their account, and they were like kind of having a measuring contest on like armor, and I think one of my buddies had like dragon armor, which I think at the time was like, it was a pretty big deal. But then I was like looking at the game like, whoa, this is insane. I just like that I could right click somebody and then I could follow them, and then I could type stuff just like, you're gay, and it would pop, the little text bubble pop up. I was like, that's about as far as I got. I had to kill the rats at the beginning, but that's about it.
I think the rats killed me.
I didn't understand there's a whole hierarchy of an ecosystem and a financial aspect with gold and trading and markets and stuff. Going into the market on a busy day was like having a panic attack. There were so many like text bubbles popping up, I could barely take it. It was too much for my fragile, tiny mind. Let's take a look at how this game came to be. Because in 1998, Andrew and Gower Paul, two brothers from the University of Cambridge, developed a browser-based MMORPG named Devious Mud, or Multi-User Dungeon. It was a bare-bones isometric game written in Java that would slowly morph into the game we know as RuneScape. RuneScape, now developed under the company name Jagex? Jagex. It's like a racial slur, doesn't it?
I don't think I ever got a chance.
Jagex was released in 2001 to an overwhelming response.
Most of us did not
anticipated a player cap of 2,000 slots to be more than enough, and ended up struggling to find server space to fit all the players that would rush to register. They worked around the clock, updating the game to add new content and fix issues that would arise with the non-stop stream of new incoming players. And during the early 2000s .com bubble, many internet-based companies soared in value because of the belief that these internet companies would be the future. And they were right, to an extent. I'll put all my money in Enron. Well, eventually, the bubble burst, leading to the intense budget cuts that resulted in RuneScape's website ads being cut down dramatically. This, on top of rising server costs, meant RuneScape was on the verge of shutting down completely. To combat this, they eventually introduced paid memberships too, leading to a whopping down completely. Well, eventually, the bubble burst, leading to the intense budget cuts that resulted in RuneScape's website ads being cut down dramatically. This, on top of rising server costs, meant RuneScape was on the verge of shutting down completely. To combat this, they eventually introduced paid memberships too, leading to a whopping 5,000 people joining within the first few days of its launch, a move that ended up saving them. The game would still be free, but paid members got access to new exclusive future content. You think that they were like in those early days when it was like the Wild West, you think they were ever like, you can f this game?
Oh yeah.
If you pay for it, you can have sex in this game.
I bet you like that's like what you'd hear at school. Yeah, you know, if you pay the $5 membership, you can
I paid $5 and I got a dwarf. I gotta finger a lizard person with my dragon armor. The next big major update was in 2003 with the release of RuneScape 2, featuring a graphical overhaul and brand new mechanics that greatly enhanced this experience. RuneScape 3 released in 2013 along...
I think this is where I come in. To RuneScape 2 back, I think I was in 6th grade, man. It was a shit back then. I could not get a hold of not playing that game. That game, like, it came to the point where I got my butt beat by my own family because of being on the computer so much, you know. You know what? Listen, that's how addictions are, you know.
On old school RuneScape, a separate version of the game that resembled the 2007 version of RuneScape 2.
When they make good games, when the devs make good games.
You following along? Hello? This was a time where the game seemed to be at its peak, as well as being the version with a combat system most players preferred. Old school RuneScape, or OSRS, is into the most popular version of the game today. So that's where we're at. That's if you didn't know what RuneScape was, and if you still don't know, I don't know I'm supposed to tell you. One of the most iconic things about RuneScape is undoubtedly the existence and mechanics behind the wilderness.
Look at those graphics, man. I remember playing this and
I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I feel like honestly that's what the charm of it is. That it's like an aesthetic choice. If it was all realistic like Guild Wars, who still plays Guild Wars?
I thought that was really cool. I remember those days,
there's
man.
a
I
portion
remember
of
it
the map
really
dedicated
well
to
too.
unrestricted
And I
PvP
remember
content
where I
between
was
players.
in that
People who traverse this
part of
area to
life.
fight bosses and collect valuable drops can be obstructed by players, which is, you know, meaning that players can come over and kill you, and you know, which can be incredibly frustrating to many, as you lose most of your items upon death. Yeah. Okay.
World of Warcraft don't do that.
World of Warcraft doesn't do that. Blizzard's too scared.
Let me not talk about World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is something I wanted to play so bad, more worse than RuneScape, but unfortunately, I did not have the money for it because I was too broke.
While some think wilderness PvP is insufferable, others find that this constant stress that this Wild West environment brings to the game is what makes it so unique and exciting. It's like Escape from Tarkov. Like when I play, it matters. When I traverse the wilderness, it matters. Player killing or PKers are people who seek out players to kill in the wilderness for items, money, or simply for sport. There's a whole community around the idea of PKing, with some people going to elaborate lengths to fool people.
It's funny that he says that, right? Look at what my username actually is. Don't PK me, please.
Into entering the wilderness only to be killed immediately. Those are sociopaths. If you're, even in a digital world, if you are going and making time to like lure someone in somewhere to kill them, that's like it's the same as basically being like, my son's killing cats. It's like a new age Jeffrey Dahmer. One man furiously explains how he had weeks of progress destroyed due to the constant abuse from gangs of PKers, which is exactly the kind of post PKers want to see. He is feeding them. PKers have become so infuriating to players that they would have to start searching for protection rackets, where high-level players would be paid to follow them in-game and protect them while they went around about their business. How cool is that, though? That's like a legitimate, like, fantasy story.
Yeah.
So, some guy in the who's working for the RuneScape devs, he had some like insiders, and I'm pretty sure he got arrested for this. He knew exactly where one of the most highest account players were, and he was killing them. He was killing them, taking their loot, and you know what he was doing? It was like an underground pool. He was selling the items, and he was making money, and he was making lots of money from that.
Yeah, like hiring like a Kingsguard or something. Yeah.
The Wilderness Guardians, one of the most well-influential clans in RuneScape history, was created specifically to combat this issue. They've even organized multiple real-life meetings across the country. That's how real this shit is, dude.
It's like a literal White Knight.
It's a literal White Knight expansion group inside of RuneScape to, like, defend honor and justice. Wait! Today's video is sponsored by Fuel, the leaders in flavored air. Breaking bad habits can be hard. Set up how people get frustrated, because now we're going to slowly dive into some of the ways that it just we're taking the meter and just kind of going. We're going with it, right? Sometimes we just start immediately with like a baby death and we have nowhere to go. So I'm ramping it up for you. RuneScape scams, guys. Which one is price manipulation?
Okay, RuneScape scams, right? Let me actually show you what RuneScape scam means. Okay, you guys are gonna. I'm pretty sure if you guys have seen this, you'll know what I'm talking about, okay? Alright. This is probably like, here we go, 17 years ago.
Whether you're a professional,
this video
or
was
just
17 years ago.
hands-on with your home projects.
Look at this.
Sites. This one tonight is different. ABC 15 investigator Joe Ducey takes us into a fake world, creating real problems for one local family.
He was so upset. I mean, he was just heartbroken. I mean, this was his whole Christmas.
She's talking about real money lost in a virtual world, a world set in medieval times. It's where an 11-year-old like Timmy Easter of Gilbert can act like someone much older, catching shark.
Every shark you catch, It's worth 1,000 coins.
Fighting enemies. You killed him?
Yeah.
And gaining points and powers each time.
Timmy is so good at it that people ask him for help.
He spent years gaining a high level in an online game called RuneScape. Timmy and his family recently learned this virtual world is full of some real-life dangers.
He said, "Excuse me, Hellslayer, can I speak to you for a moment?"
Timmy says another player started a conversation asking him to do something rare.
Would you like to join the clan called the White Legion?
Timmy said, sure. The player led him to a different site.
Come on, Timmy.
Turns out it was a fake RuneScape site.
This is the real one. This is a fake one.
Go back to the real, fake. You can see there are only subtle differences between the two. In just minutes, Timmy's password was hacked, stolen. His account with all these points and belongings emptied out.
Imagine calling the cops and getting the news reported now, like in this day and age, and era, right? Just because of a freaking video game, just because you lost coins in a game that are actually worth like $1,000, over $1,000.
Your items,
real world,
and to have someone steal it without hesitation. It's just wrong.
You may be thinking, who cares? It's just fake points in a make-believe world, but it costs $60 a year to play, hours of time to gain power, and there are dozens of websites offering coins to use in RuneScape for a fee.
Then at Christmas it was coming up, and I told everybody, all the relatives, give him cash.
Grandmother Claire Kephart says Timmy received and spent $140.
I was a type where I never received cash from anyone. I worked for all my cash. Bro, shout out to the real ones.
$40 real to buy virtual swords and armor, making him more powerful in the game. All of it's gone.
Gone in one day because this kid took it. And it's sad that this has to happen because there's so many kids that are on this site.
Attorney General Terry Goddard has another concern.
The sinister part of the people, the adults leading the 11-year-old to another site, is the adults leading 11-year-olds to personal contact, which is the other side of why some of these, and they do it on the gaming sites.
Meanwhile, this family says a thief is getting away with a crime and taunting Timmy about it.
He said, haha, I'm gonna hack you again.
Last year, a Dutch court took virtual crime seriously, prosecuting 2 teens for stealing imaginary items on RuneScape.
No way.
This family says it has gotten no help from the website. RuneScape tells us we do everything we can to return accounts and contents to players. We employ over 180 staff in player support to ensure that we maintain a safe and enjoyable experience for all of our players. Bottom line, don't let anyone lead you off a site. That's where most trouble begins. I'm investigator Joe Ducey, ABC 15 News.
If you're a New York homeowner and have an electric...
Wow, that's wild, right?
Hey, the RuneScape pump and dumps of the time. You think that these people doing Bitcoin and crypto and pump and dumps work? I mean, this shit's been happening in RuneScape since the dawn of time, dude. People would artificially raise the price of an item in the Grand Exchange, which is the in-game trading system. That's the one I was telling you. It's a panic attack, whatever, just to sell them off and make a massive profit in game gold. Not even in real life gold. Maybe sometimes, because you can trade stuff, or there's transactional stuff where it's like, I'll buy gold off you. But this is just people being like, look at my digital gold. And you can also go to another scam was begging, because in RuneScape, beggars are simply low-level players that pester others for gold and items. Some are more experienced and will dress and act in ways that make people feel enough pity to willingly give them better items. I just want to say dress in-game. And I don't know if psychologically they're just like, look at her, I feel bad.
Oh, yeah.
When this fails, beggars will follow high-level players and constantly harass them until they leave the world or give them something just to end the confrontation.
I used to beg in WoW at the crossroads. Never worked.
I don't know, what would you beg for? Is it just gold?
So
what would you get with the gold?
I needed gold to pay for my mount.
Can you just do quests for gold?
Well, back in the day, it was, I don't know, maybe I just sucked, but it was hard to get gold.
I could see you being a person where it's very much just like, I don't want to have to do the quest. I just want to, can someone just give me gold so I can get my pony? Another scam was armor trimming. Inexperienced players are unaware that you can just trim any armor set you want to add decorations to it. Because of this, people will offer free armor trimming to low-level players and trick them into handing over valuable armor for this service. As soon as they receive it, they log out the game and you won't see that ever again.
Nope.
Shit happens. Or we can talk about the double money scam, a type of trust trade in which players claim that they will double your money by exploiting a supposed glitch. The new player gives them gold, only to soon be traded twice that amount. After the victim buys into the scam, he trades a ton more money, only for the scammer to log off. It's a classic bit.
I put in 811K, and I got his 4.3 mil, and he has no idea that he just got scammed. I mean, yay, and he's gonna say, again, can you double me again? Because this guy is an idiot.
Total, I'm telling you, these are sociopaths being made, and these are children doing it. Kids are smart, dude. They're devious, aren't they? Jesus Christ, I gotta believe that. Or we could talk about free membership scams. Experienced players will trick people into thinking that if they give their login credentials, they'll buy them a free RuneScape paid membership. And as soon as they buy into this, they get their account stolen. Throughout RuneScape's long history, there have been infamous groups and events that have cemented itself in the gamer's lore. One of the most well-known examples is undoubtedly the Falador Massacre. Like this, dude. I like how we could talk about RuneScape in the same way that you could talk about American history. Like medieval history or something. Like it's like the Boston Tea Party or the Boston Massacre, that kind of thing. This took place in June of 2006, and it all began after a player named Cursed You became the first person to level up his construction skill to level 99. To celebrate, people started flooding into a large home to congratulate him and party. From here, something strange and unheard of occurred. Because there were approximately 800 people in his home, the game started to lag aggressively. It got to the point where Cursed You had no choice but to kick everyone out of the house. Everyone was ejected and sent back into Falador, a city that is considered a safe zone where PvP is not possible. Somehow, due to a bug, players that were thrown out of the house could engage in PvP with any player in Falador. Oh my god! This resulted in a massacre where players began abusing the bug to take out as many people as they could and steal their valuable loot. Because people thought they were safe for the celebration, many had incredibly valuable items equipped at the time. Wow. And at one point, a player had lost one of their party hats in the carnage, an exclusive item from 2001 event that later became one of the most rare and most valuable items in the game. Some of these items...
Look at this.
One event that later became one of the most rare and most valuable items in
$4,000
in the game.
Just for like a plu party hat.
Some of these items are worth thousands of real life dollars. Okay,
real life dollars.
He said that was my kid's tuition out the door. My retirement was a goddamn hat. In the end, the bug was fixed, but there was little that they could do to return people's lost items. Rolling back the game would affect too many people that were not affected by the carnage. It's awesome. Literally reads like a piece of like, doesn't it?
Yeah, you got kicked out of a party and everyone got drunk and killed each other.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh my god, kick him out. People, the guy's house party goes too crazy, kicks him out, and everyone goes into a town and just murders everyone. I will say that people, I bet you anything, the guy first got to get to the level 99 construction skill, and the people that were like murdered in that, I bet you they still talk about it to this day. I bet you that's a deep wound. Seems stupid, like, you know what I mean? His car's wrecked and he like has perspective though. He's like, it's okay. I've been through worse. That kind of thing. And not all historic moments in RuneScape were as negative as the Falador Massacre. In fact, some were insanely wholesome, like the Order of Cabbage. This is gay. Anytime I talk about positive stuff, I'm always just like, the Order of Cabbage, word. All right. The Order of Cabbage was a RuneScape cult that spawned from the mind of Black Bane, a user that decided to actively collect cabbages, an incredibly low-value item. From 2003 to 2004, he had picked 100,000 cabbages and started noticing people joining in out of pure curiosity. Eventually, he created the Order of Cabbage, recruiting around 20 people and dressing up in identical robes as they continued picking in groups. Over time, as the cult became more publicly known, hundreds of people had joined them. Together, they would create organized cabbage picking patterns to clear fields as efficient as possible. The little diagram is so stupid. Not only that, but they even started an annual event called Help a Noob Day, in which members would give free armor to new players and help them around the game. Entire fan sites were created, as well as pieces of lore written out to explain the backstory of the cult, which became essentially their Bible. Now 37, Backbane looks back on this time in his life and gives some takeaways from the whole experience, saying, quote,
"Don't try to change the world. Start with making one small change in your life and commit to doing it every day."
I think he said that on his deathbed.
Say, did he die? Jesus Christ. It's almost like an Abe Lincoln quote or some shit. It's like after he got shot in the back of the head. That's, it is very wholesome. You know what kind of does, though? Which is, this is up. I want to say this is a good thing. All that. But I just want to say, too, I feel like if people heard that and they were like, we're trying to get in the game, they'd be like, help a noob day? What the dude? You know what I mean? Things survive when it's hell. That's how games survive. That's how people get hooked in for the lulz. I don't know.
I wish they massacred the Cabbage Cult.
Yeah, I see if the Falador Massacre had the Cabbage Cult inside, that would have been, even more tragic because it's such a wholesome thing.
Like peaceful monks being slaughtered.
Yeah, monks slaughtered at a monastery. No! For many kids playing the game in their youth, RuneScape was a major part of their social lives. And because of this, it's not uncommon for people to have had experience with RuneScape romance. This is where I'm at, boy. This is what I like. I have my own friend. I'm not gonna name it, but he met his wife on an MMO RPG, one of my buddies, and they're still together this day, and they have 2 beautiful kids. How crazy is that? It was more common than you think. Back then, too, I remember even back in the day, the whole thing was if you were a guy talking to someone, you're like, you realize you're getting scammed by a guy, right? You know what I mean? No one believed it. Nowadays, I feel like it'd be normal. If you're sitting there, oh yeah, I met her online. I feel like it's way more normal than it used to be. And like in the early 2000s, fuck.
Well, there's only like 2% of women playing video games back then.
Exactly. Angels. Saints. Many people have made posts reminiscing about how they met their first romantic partner in RuneScape, which ranged from short and innocent to an elaborate means to rob them of their gold. Regardless, people have long since used the game in order to meet women, to the point where there are even full-on guides that explain the methods of doing so. These guides cover the best locations to find women in the game, the proper fashionscape that will attract them, which is a term that refers to characters dressing in their fashion, and how to seduce women, right? These are other men, other guys in your category being like, trust me. This is what you're supposed to do, okay? In most cases, however, the women players that the players think that they're getting with are actually men in disguise who want your gold and valuable items. That's just the dawn of time. It is what it is. Catfishing is a big issue in online MMOs like this. According to one woman, she was 14, she was duped by a man that she was e-dating for a whole year. His name was Cody Jones, a supposed 16-year-old bad boy surfer from California that she was introduced to by her RuneScape clan, which is awesome. I love the idea of like one of those like sprites walking over and it's like, what's up, I'm Cody Jones. I love to surf. I'm from California. Oh. He was introduced to her as the little brother of their clan leader, John. They would become so close that after a year of dating, her mother let her fly to California to spend the day with him at Disneyland. And when she arrived, suddenly, Cody and members of his family, who were also in the guild, stopped responding to her. After a long stretch of radio silence, she received a text that read, "Hey Amanda, it's Jess. Cody's in the hospital. He tried to kill himself with a bottle of pills. He won't be around for a while."
Holy shit.
Whoa.
I just want to say, poor little girl. Can you imagine? Mickey's just like, you want a picture? You want a picture, little girl? And she thinks she's like, Cody, what happened? A year later, Cody explained that because he lied about his appearance, he felt ashamed and tried to take his own life. He told her that he was actually 3 years older than her, and both eventually agreed to meet up for real. He looked nothing like his photos. He appeared far older and had 2 hearing aids. She tried to see past his appearance, and they ended up kissing that night. The more time they spent together, the weirder things got. He would outright refuse to let her see his ID when she asked about it, which that's already bad. When you're 14 or 15, you're like, can I see your ID? Have that.
Dude, is this guy talking about himself?
No. I ate it. Or he'd be like, what? Huh?
How old do you
hate on
do
you,
you think
dude,
receding hairline?
I'm picturing a guy in his early 40s that is like has had some genetic issues or whatever, so he's like maybe balding or the hearing, that kind of thing. I'm thinking early 40s. I'm putting my bets on early 40s. Eventually she confronted him about it, only to find out that Cody was actually John, the clan leader, and was actually a 30-year-old man operating multiple fake accounts. He had lied to her for years, even forging hospital documents to trick her into thinking he'd attempted to take his own life.
Oh my god.
That's some like Catfish 101 type shit. Hey, I have this really cute friend I think that you'd be interested in if you want to talk to him.
Yo,
yeah,
people
definitely.
are desperate when it comes to money, you know?
I'm John's bro. I'm John's little brother Cody. I'm young. And I'm bad. I feel bad, man. I feel bad for the little girl. And also, probably since then, once again, learning experience. Next time she's in a game and she sees like a dragon guy come up to her, she's probably just like, no. She's like, I only play Madden now. Another thing that people reminisce about in regard to RuneScape romance is cyber size. Some people have discussed innocent examples of cybering in RuneScape, like having one character stand on top of another for a few seconds, which is all the boys need. Yeah. Which this seems fairly harmless, right? Some people took things to the extreme, though, in an attempt to make it a large profit. It was revealed that RuneScape had an active cyber sex market, and one player noticed that a specific world in the game has a high population of characters soliciting cyber sex through Alton counts. I like how it's literally Shinjuku, Japan. It's just like a red district. So, like, I like how RuneScape has their own red light district. He claims that there are loads of female accounts who also use the game as means to sell graphic videos of themselves to other players for gold.
Yo, so this is actually still going on. Like, if you go in some worlds, things like that actually do be happening.
Through conversations with other informed players, he discovered that there were entire clans filled with accounts that would trade insane amounts of gold for these services. And it gets much more dark considering the odds that minors are reaching out to these accounts and having actual conversations with people far older than them. Also, too, it's probably men. I would assume a lot of them are men getting just like videos off the internet and selling it in that kind of way, but still, it's just like such a gross, weird role play behavior, that kind of stuff. But I bet you anything, a fair amount of like of age people were just like, yeah, what else would you do? Would you spit on my back? Turns his character around and the little text bubble pops up and it's like a star spit. Star.
Kill him from here.
Believe it or not, there are many cases of people committing crimes within RuneScape that have led to confrontations with the police in real life. I just want to clarify that. Yeah, I just want to make sure you didn't think that it was like little characters in the game like, halt! Joshua Brandon Palau was arrested at the age of 19 after making death threats against someone over RuneScape. At one point, he claimed that he would level his local high school in Mississippi and that he couldn't wait to, quote, blow brains out of skulls.
Holy shit.
Some guy who goes to high school. During the
hey man, you gotta be very careful with what you say because they monitor everything. Just like, you know, the old Modern Warfare or Black Ops Zombies or Black Ops 3. If you search your names, there's a specific category files where you're able to see your old gameplays, not gameplays, but actual like recorded communication with people. It's wild.
Exchange and stuff still. Transfer all my gold out. Transfer my gold. Days after, he was arrested by the FBI and he pled guilty and was thrown in jail for 6 years. Jeez. That's a hefty. 6. I wonder if there's more elaborate, if like it was something where 6 years is just crazy. I just wonder how elaborate it got. If he just said those two things, they're just like, come with us.
I mean, they take that junk really serious. You can't be saying that in school, but the fact that the guy said it about his school online through a gaming system, bro, you know the FBI is gonna be on you.
That kind of thing.
Especially if you mean it. The reason why they do that is so they try to spec out real animosities, because sometimes when people say things like that, that means they're plotting something, bro. Like most people that plotted stuff like the I mean, I don't know if it's a good idea for me to talk about this on the internet, but most of these killers that do crazy stuff, like you can go on their social media and you'll see that someone should have called the FBI on them like a long time ago, you know, because you'll see all the stuff. But anyways,
or did they sit there and they found some shit in his car, or I don't know. You know? And this isn't the first arrest to happen because of RuneScape. In 2013, a 19-year-old Kyron Benham ran into trouble after scamming his friend out of his gold. They had both been arguing for some time, and Kyron decided to get back at him by sneaking onto his computer and stealing the gold that he had been collecting for 6 years in RuneScape. The next morning, he left the home after stealing 2 bottles of liquor. Surprisingly, things escalated to the point where Kyron was arrested and brought to court. Where the gold had no real-world value, he had still gained unauthorized access to a friend's computer and had stolen their property. As punishment, he was ordered to pay 116 euro or 135 bucks USD.
That's wild.
But the judge would just be like, "What is it? Yeah, you got on my computer.
We
you saw all
live
my
in a
pictures, my
monitor.
Microsoft Paint drawings, and
Like
he talked to my elf
everyone
priest. And he
monitors
took out my
us,
gold.
you know?
My dragon armor, to my dragon armor. Especially 2013, he'd be like, "I don't care. You're both gay. Order. You've both 6 years for being gay." Gold farming is the act of collecting large sums of in-game currency to then sell for real-world currency on second-hand markets. You go, you get a bunch of gold in-game, and then instead of having to work for it, you can be like, "I'm just going to pay $5 for X amount of a bunch of gold." And that's how people farm that shit and make money off of it. For years, people have used this as a means to make consistent earnings. Because of this, there were cases of RuneScape bots flooding the game to mindlessly farm gold. RuneScape has long since established harsh rules against real-world trading. Because of this, they rushed to take action. I mean, it got so bad that up to 8,000 accounts were being banned weekly in 2007. The gold farming movement grew to a massive scale in areas like China to the point where the government had to officially ban the practice in 2009. I feel like I remember back in the day, like early days of eBay and stuff, I feel like I remember seeing like, "Oh, RuneScape gold," and you could buy stuff on eBay. Because I think you'd buy it and then they would like send you a link or a thing to where you could log in and get it. There's something about the RuneScape 2007 era that has a chokehold on so many people, with one man even asking for advice on Reddit about whether or not he should leave his fiancée of 8 years because she doesn't approve of him playing RuneScape endlessly. He states, and I quote, "Since COVID, I'm starting to think OSRS is better than having a family." Awesome.
Listen. When addiction is real, it's real. When you want to quit with the love of your life that you're supposed to procreate with, bro, sometimes you just gotta stop. But, you know?
One man admits that during a 9-year prison sentence, he'd struggled intensely due to his inability to play RuneScape, which I can't see people being like, if you play games every day and then you take that from someone, it's gotta be like crack. It's gotta be like heroin.
You know, yeah, that's actually true. I was actually thinking, like, what if that happens to me? Like, would I be able to recover after 10 years? God forbid. Like, imagine, like, going in jail and then logging back on RuneScape, like, after 10 years. What the fuck?
When stripping someone off heroin, start shaking and stuff, like, time would probably be so up. He thought about it every single day, even writing a novel from the point of view of his old account that he'd share with his prison buddies. Awesome.
Read this, guys.
This is Klondor. It's like that thick. They're like, "What the fuck?" He's like, I see it in my dreams.
What it's like on the outside, boys.
Here's what it's like.
I want to know who's in the background that's laughing.
Heaven. The second he got out of prison, he immediately bought a membership to old school RuneScape. Quote, "Yeah, he bought the membership before I bought a steak or had sex." Awesome. RuneScape is a game that many people hold near and dear to their hearts, and it's easy to understand why people find themselves becoming so enamored with it. This game's been around for over 2 decades now, so there's copious amounts of deep lore and nostalgia that appeals to a wide variety of people. It's accessible, comforting, and one of the most dedicated communities of any game out there. So just want to say, if you're getting into RuneScape, go at it. I mean, it's proven that it's a good game. It's not the flashiest game, but I will say, I feel like one of those instantly recognizable, you're either going to get hooked right away, or you're going to be like, this looks horrible.
The leveling system's very addictive.
Good stuff, bro. I just live streamed your video. I hope you're okay with that. Thank you. Okay. Anywho, let's see what else we can find. Hmm. Oh, bro. This game, what is it called? Hold on. I'm hearing mixed reviews about this game. Let's see.
So, you're finally here.
Oh, this is the game. Huh.
Hey, and we're back with another episode of Before You Buy, that show where we give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions of the latest games releasing. It's me, Jake Baldino, and today we're talking about Crimson Desert again. You hopefully caught our Before You Buy video that we already did on Crimson Desert from the other day. That's like our full thoughts on the content of the game. Answering the question, is the game actually good and fun? How do the systems work? All that stuff. Long story short, Crimson Desert is a really fun time. It is definitely not perfect. It's got some flaws. It is not for everybody, but it's cool. The thing with that video though is that we played for review.
A lot of people are saying this. There's a video, what's his name? Asmon Gold. Hold on. I'm not even subscribed to his channel, but sometimes he just comes up. Hold on, I gotta take this. Hello? If you want to, I think I'll be over Mama's parents' house. Yeah, I'll let you know, okay? Okay. Wait, sounds good. Bye. Hey, what's up? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm like popular today. Everyone's calling me while I'm trying to live stream. Oh, cool. That's cool, man. That's awesome. Okay. I'm back. I'm back for the tech. Let's do it just like that. I can't life to save my back. Ooh, that was nice. Okay. So let's see, where was I? Asmongold. Wait, what's going on? Everyone turned on Iran? No way, bro.
We had more bombings from Iran. So Iran is now bombing natural gas facilities. Qatar, largest gas industrial hub, the attack was by Iran. So now they're attacking different random industries. Uh-oh. Oh my God.
Oh, I just missed that.
Largest gas industrial hub, the attack was by Iran. So now they're attacking different random industries. Uh-oh. Oh my God. Ah.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
This one,
and Iran allegedly killed 4 Palestinians. Probably a lot more than that. But, oh, here's another one. Oh, my God. Look how big this is. Look at the distance on this. Oh, my God. Look at that. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Is oh, my God the English version of Allah Akbar?
Bro, this man really said that.
Oh shit!
Is that it? Yeah, it's like it's basically the same thing. Yeah, I feel like they use it at about the same time, right? Oh God, God is best. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's oh shit. Yeah.
So that's exactly like saying oh shit, but instead of that, it's in like a better terminology of saying Allahu Akbar, meaning like if something bad happens, like God is great. That also means like may God protect us, may God have mercy on us, and so on and so forth. But there's doo-doo heads out there that completely thinks the wrong. It's utterly inexcusable. Listen, my channel is not about all of this, so let's stay away from that. I think originally I was trying to get us to look at the Crimson Desert, and he was just pretty much saying like everyone else was like talking shit about Crimson Desert, or the IGN was. They were giving it bad ratings and so on and so forth. Oh shit, I think I'm about to die, dude. Yeah, I think it's time for me to go to Edgeville.
On PC, and we weren't able to get our hands on console versions of the game until launch. The experience might vary, so we figured we'd check it out here in this video. We all learned our lesson from Cyberpunk 2077. A game looks absolutely incredible and ambitious, and it kind of is on PC and then not on consoles. So in this video, I got some crispy gameplay running for you to look at on base PS5, PS5 Pro, Xbox Series S, and Xbox Series X for you, along with some thoughts. Because look, on PC, the game does look incredible. I've had some bugs and glitches and some pop-in, but other than that, in terms of detail, draw distances, amount of things on screen, particle effects, Crimson Desert on PC feels like a generational leap graphically. That's all well and good to experience, but a lot of people play on consoles, so let's dig into it. The platform footage on screen will be labeled, but just keep in mind we are not tech experts or frame counters like a Digital Foundry or something like that. This is just the GameRanks team, our group opinion here. All of us tried out different console versions, and the visual quality might be a little different due to brightness settings and stuff. We're a messy, scattered team, but here's what we got for you. Ripping the band-aid off from the start with the lowest, Xbox Series S. The Series S has, but performance mode, you might be actually doesn't feel that bad, but in general, it just looks a little compromised on PS5. You know, this just doesn't look like it was the system the game was designed for, because
I think any game that you play in PC looks sometimes better.
Parts of it look very rough, while other parts look fantastic. Dark areas stand out as kind of being rough in balanced and performance mode because of the lower ray tracing settings. These segments look muddy. There's a ton of ghosting and haloing and visual noise. Balanced and
Okay, got you. What people typically do, they hype up video games when it first comes out. And yeah. I don't understand why RuneScape is nice and it becomes addicting, but this is clearly visible. Why don't they just fix it, you know? Hold on, let me see if... Yeah. Oh, well. Okay. I don't care about Asmon guy anymore.
Think your man's faithful?
Yeah, why?
Ever check if he's still on dating apps?
What? Is that even possible?
It is with Spokio.
You're gonna start by saying you're pissed, aren't you?
No, I'm not pissed off today. Very happy.
You're happy today?
Very happy, yes. Because here's the thing.
Okay.
Kev.
Yeah.
We got rid of the pores. We did it. They're not allowed in RuneScape anymore. We got rid of them.
Success.
Yep.
Real success story.
So this is the game I've been
guys.
dreaming of for so long. Yeah. We finally have it. No more pores.
Oh man, dude, good moves all around.
All around it. Everyone's happy too, which is the crazy part.
I can tell. You can tell a lot of people are celebrating in the streets.
The atmosphere has never been better.
People are massing up because they want to show their support.
I've never seen the community come together in such a wholesome way.
I actually did about 1 year ago and then about 2 years ago. So
what do you mean by that?
I think this is like a yearly celebration, it seems, every time something like this happens.
Oh, yes.
People voice their support in it. Or maybe it's another thing. It could be another thing. Maybe you and I have this wrong.
No. We've never gotten anything like that wrong.
You don't think?
No, I remember very clearly. You're talking about September 2024, a beautiful month for this community.
Oh,
everyone was holding hands, parading around, saying nothing could be more perfect.
That's right.
It was a good time for everybody, and I'm glad we get to experience that again less than 2 years later. Very blessed. I like it.
I think that much is clear. Like,
yeah.
I get that you love it at this point.
Oh, man, I can't get enough of this. Yeah, I'd hate to be a JMod right now.
Yeah.
It's so, dude, I think I saw a post on the old school RuneScape subreddit somewhere. Maybe it was just or maybe it was on the regular RuneScape one. I don't remember, but someone was just like, man, the radio silence of the J mods every time something like this happens is really eerie.
Eerie?
They're eerie.
What do you want them to say?
Yeah, dude. It's like they just have to.
They don't like it.
They were basically just like placed in place of a punching bag, basically. They're like.
That's right.
The higher ups, the people that don't even enter the Jagex office, they place them in front of everybody and say, take it all for us. Just absorb it, enjoy it while it lasts.
The nicest thing, you're right, the nicest thing about it, it's for no extra money. Still, like that's dude, the coolest part.
Yeah. Yeah, for free, dude. Yeah, for free.
Let the community, mods, let the J mods who control the community, who discuss with the community, let them just take every bullet possible.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the smartest
done
move
for the day. Thank you to whoever's tuning. Deuces.